Oh my God, you guys come in, sit down, and shut the door. Diddy is giving us Christmas in July. He has given us what we always wanted. I don't, Diddy is literally trying to pull on those heartstrings of Judge Aaron, and he doesn't know. We are literally saying, finally, we given everything we wanted to give. Listen to what Diddy's newest thing is. I don't know what's wrong with this man. This man is spinning out of control. He is the sin. His people are begging Trump for a pardon, talking trash in the streets, suing lawyers, threatening to be on Madison Square Garden. And didn't I tell you he was in that cell with those rats and roaches, just sitting there not knowing what to do? I'm just joking. He Hannibal Lecter, he making those rats and roaches do freak offs. And Diddy is the type of person I think he's doing interspecies freak offs with those rat and roaches. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But listen to this, right? Do you know that Diddy actually released a thing saying disgrace Sean Diddy Combs is traumatized and living in fear behind bars? He's a broken wreck. I said you ain't gotta threaten me with a good time. Please tell me more. Now, how is he all this behind jail when he got off and all his minions that were like Lord of the Flies? Like, yeah, we could beat women without abandoning and hire hookers and nobody had to know that we're on the DL, but violent about it. I mean, I don't know if they were saying all that, but that's the way they were acting to me, right? By the way, one of his biggest supporters apparently are in jail now for DV. Look at God's glory. Anyway, right? God is fair. So listen, okay. So did doing all that, but remember Mark O'Neill said that he was like a celebrity in prison. Remember Mark O'Neill said that he went back to the MDC after being acquitted of the top three and got a standing ovation. But then in the letter to Judge Aaron when he was begging to get out of jail, he was saying that something had happened and he felt in danger and it was so bad that he actually redacted it. Let me tell you one thing. I don't want to hear anybody on Diddy's team talking about us. Get co-snitch this and that and that. They snitch when Diddy is literally on legal documents, snitching on everybody, but it ain't working because, baby, we do not care. And if Diddy is worried about violence being inflicted on him in the MDC, well,
Present,
I would just
and no
say don't
longer
sleep
has a
with them.
voice who will
Because if
pursue
you sleep with
justice for
them,
her
nobody's going to take
accusation.
it seriously. Because if you
As
sleep
of
with
the
them
taken
under your own
against Diddy,
lawyers, it's a modern
no
day love
expansion
story.
of the
Right.
investigation, no
So listen,
isolation
they said
orders,
rap mogul
no
Sean Diddy
equipment
Comey's life
access,
behind bars
no
has been
suspension
tortured
of
and he
attorney
lives in constant
communication.
fear of being attacked or murked. This is according to the National Enquirer. Now it is a National Enquirer. However, I have been hearing this in the streets. Do I believe it's true? I believe what Marion Comey said. You like to use your hands and feet and get gully when there's women around, when there's men's. You like to pull out those hammers, but you don't have those hands. And you probably end season 1 of Oz. And baby, you ain't out of bay. Okay, but let's move on. They said the swagger's gone. He's a broken rap, reports a source. He's been climbing the wall since the day he was thrown in jail, and it's worn him down to the point where he's a shadow of himself. He has panic attacks and has never had a single good night's sleep because he lives in fear. Now, let me stop everybody right there because I find this very hilarious. But I saw Diddy in court. If you guys don't know, I did amazing in my own opinion court coverage, and Diddy looked like he was really eating those oodles and noodles. That man did was not whittled away to nothing. And as much as he got mad at the court sketch artist, that was the best we've ever seen you look in the last 5 years because you were Tucci free. Honestly, you've been sleeping because you don't got is else to do besides harass those rats and roaches in your chain yourself. And on top of that, you finally clean because according to Diddy's people, he been on that pink stuff, blue stuff, purple, just he been on that rainbow stuff for the last 15 years, right? 10, 15, whatever they say. So you go through all that and you still look like you still got some weight on you, you still got some girth. Shut up, Diddy. Him been eating Kit Kats and oodles and noodles, probably the creamy chicken flavor from the commissary. Diddy, shut up. Anyway, listen, he walked into this prison thinking he'd be a cult figure, but treat him with contempt. Now, I've heard that the reason people are treating him with contempt, if they're treating him with contempt, is because he literally walked in the prison and thought he was going to be on some Nino Brownish run. But the thing is, how many oodles and noodles can you put on somebody's commentary? You don't got emotion like that. At least not that. Listen, at least not the way he thinks. A source says Diddy is convinced the guards are out to get him and says he's getting all kinds of intimidating side looks from other inmates. So let me get this. Hold on. Let me keep reading. Okay, he's barely eating. That's a lie, because we saw that pop gut. Baby, you eating and you eating good oodles and noodles. He's barely eating because he says he's being served maggot-infested food and treated worse than a rat. If you don't tell Baby Love to try her cute little self out there and start Eliminate Stand and start sending you those funds. Are you insane, Diddy? We all know that you eating out the commentary. We saw the girth, we saw the way you looked in court. Stop playing. Now, you talking about that's the only thing. Shut up. Shut up. We've all seen prison TikTok. Make something that anyway, right? But let's go back to this, right? He thinks the guards are out to get him and says he's getting all kinds of intimidating sighs from the inmate. So another thing I think is funny about this whole article, besides this just being a whole article, if you believe these sources, He's getting all types of intimidating sidey looks from other inmates. So nobody's touched you, you haven't had any instances of violence. But you getting side-eye looks is enough for you to write the judge. You getting side-eye looks and even a threat of violence is enough for you to be like, no, I need to stay safe. And you want to get out of there and you think that's a reason. But you spent over a decade terrorizing every single woman. Well, every single woman we heard in court that opened their legs for you willingly or not. But now all of a sudden, when it comes to your safety, we supposed to care. Now get this. Maggot-infested foods. Listen, they said Diddy is pinning all his hopes on getting a pardon from President Trump. I don't think Trump's gonna pardon Diddy. And hear me out. Even if Trump and Diddy were close enough for Diddy to get pardoned, I don't think Trump's people would let him pardon Diddy now. Why? They're just saying Maxwell. And this is a big whatever because I don't even think that Diddy and Trump are actually close enough for him to get pardoned. Trump holds a grudge. And Diddy literally went out of his way, thought Trump was a joke. Got in bed with like Ron Burkle in the Democratic, not the DNC, but Ron Burkle and those things with the voter die, a different base, and he threw Trump under the bus. So I don't even know what he is talking about. Oh, you guys, there's more.
President,
I'm looking
and no
for little
longer
juicy
has a
tidbits
voice
of
who
how
will
he
pursue
cries himself
justice
to
for her
drink.
accusation.
They said they used to be friends
As of
back
the
in the
Aiken
day with
against
Trump
Diddy,
calling the hip-hop
no
Boncho a
expansion
good
of the
friend in
investigation,
2012, but in
no
2020,
isolation
sorry, in
orders,
the 2020
no equipment
election,
access,
Diddy had changed
no
his tune and
suspension
said
of
Trump
attorney
should be banished.
communication.
But even if the president pardons him, it may be too late. They said Diddy thinks it might be too late, saying have him being so traumatized behind bars, he'll never be the same person again. I mean, isn't that a good thing? Because when you are literally Satan's son, not like a demon or a disciple, but the son, you got that DNA, you are literally under your father's arms, and your father sent you up to heaven because he was looking around trying to take over there. He walked into Hades and was like, what in the what? What girl? Look. Put your leg down. Anyway, listen, he said he wants a pardon, but he should be careful what he wishes for because it will be hell outside as well. Who points out that even if he gets one, Diddy still faces numerous civil lawsuits brought by the alleged victims. Y'all listen, are y'all buying this? Do y'all feel bad for Diddy? I don't. I think he's getting what he deserves. And better he be living in trauma than literally getting a ish stomped out of him, like he did for every other woman we saw at trial. Anyway, baby, God is fear and we are looking forward to Judge Aaron's sentence. May God's justice flow through Judge Aaron and settle on to Diddy's hopes and dreams of getting out. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think in the comments. I will talk to y'all later.